Bro, honestly, we low key like should start planning like to have some guests on the show.
No, facts. The only thing is though, you start having guests that are too good, you might turn to Survivor. Who's staying and who's going home? All right, let's get rocking and rolling. Thank you for I was going through my end spiel. Welcome to the Worst Take Podcast, episode 79. I'm Jay Riddle. We got Marcus Yells Anime in the building. Our third beautiful host, Ken Kaisen, is not here today. I know you guys are probably like, why are there 2 screens instead of 3? It's because the young GOAT has fallen ill. He's fallen ill, I guess, So I honestly, I think he's starting to suffer from what all mangaka suffer from when they're writing too much. You feel me? They just start having like these random ass illnesses that they don't explain. It's just, you know what I mean? So he's having back problems from writing peak inertia. So he's taking a little break today. We're going to let him rest up. Honestly, it's probably for the best after what happened to his baby Fire Force this weekend. So we're going to talk about that here pretty soon.
Hey, you better than me because I was going to make up a whole story. I was about to be like, yeah, Ken called my mom a hoe. So like we got into a whole fight over it.
A Worst Take Pod breaking up already for 400 episodes. They said Ken got off screen. Yeah, Ken got off screen, John. Hey, we should have just not said nothing. Just acted like this is never. Be like, Ken, what are you talking about? Who's Ken? There's a guy named Ken. So yeah, that's where Ken is at right now. He's resting up. Big guy needs his rest. So it's just us, me and Marcus holding it down. And honestly, we'll probably lean on the comments a lot more than usual, just to kind of fill in the void of that third space. So we'll keep an eye on the comments a lot more. If y'all, got some shit you don't want to say, we'll bring y'all up here. So
most definitely.
Let's get right into it, though. There's a whole, bro. We're gonna talk about all the fights. There were so many like peak anime fights this weekend. It was just like back to back Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sundays. Like, let's see, we got JJK, then we got a snippet of Freerun's fight, which hopefully you're gonna finish this episode. Freerun, y'all, Freerun's on the hot seat. Freerun's on the hot seat. I'm gonna let y'all know right now.
Hey, after Freerun, then we skipped to Saturday, and then we had we had Fate.
We skipped straight to Fate.
We had Fate, and then Sunday we had Hell's Paradise. So it was a pretty eventful day.
Yeah. You know what I mean. I think Arthur fought some guy named some lizard or some shit. I don't know, on Friday, something like that. But so yeah, we got a lot to talk to. We can get into that. But before we do, why did Oda do us like that, dog? Y'all, everybody saw for the announcement that One Piece passed 600 million copies in circulation or whatever, passing Superman, a whole bunch of other stuff. They decided to drop this like really cute promo reel of Oda writing down what the One Piece is on paper for the first time in 30 years, and they sealed it in a box, in a poneglyph type box, and then dropped it in the middle of the ocean. You feel me? Like, it's funny because like I think that was supposed to be such like a cute moment, but they don't understand how crazy fans are. Because you got people who like pulled the boat. They're like, okay, this boat is registered to this company. This company is based here, which means they're probably in somewhere in this. Oh, I had people really like really doing the math to find it. I think it got to the point where they might have to be like, hey,
bro, they dead ass had longitude and latitude coordinations like spot on for where the One Piece was, bro.
Bro, when fans are gonna find that empty box, I'm gonna let y'all know right now, there is nothing. If they even did drop it, they might have picked it up right after they dropped it. You know what I mean? But that's gonna be real sad. Think you do all that work, spend all that money to find that box. You open it and it's just nothing.
Nah, he says, find out in 6 months.
No, literally. That'd be funny. Or the One Piece was your journey to get here. That'd be funny too.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be funny too. But that's really cool though. That's one thing I really love about anime fans, bro. Like, they will make anything a moment. Because that was already like a cool moment. We got to see Oda like a little. We rarely get to see our favorite mangaka do anything, so that was even cool just to see the back of his head writing. You know what I mean? And they turned into something completely different. One of these days, we have to have a conversation about the best fan bases, because I know like the best fan bases often get the most slack, like One Piece fans and JJK fans. But as a fan of both, or like a bunch of them, those are the most fun fandoms to be in, bro. Like, we get all the fan art, all the memes. Pop culture tries to rip from One Piece and JJK all the time. You know what I mean? You get JJK 100. Day, One Piece Day at Lakers Stadium. Like, it's We're gonna talk about what the best fan bases are at some point. Sad that Naruto isn't that, even though that's my baby. But you know,
hey, honestly, if it came out during like this time period, I feel like it could have.
Oh, easily. Oh, bro, if Naruto came out, bro,
you know how bad fraud allegations would be, like if Naruto came out during like now.
For real. I'm watching JoJo's. I started my JoJo's journey, and I realized that came out in 2012, which is like peak of Shippuden. And I'm watching that, and I'm like, wow, this is ass. Like the animation is terrible compared to Shippuden. Like Shippuden, it made Shippuden look like it came out in 2020 the way that looked. You know what I mean? So it's just like if Studio Period did Shippuden in 2026, hey, JJK who?
Bro, that's the thing about like Naruto in general. Like I feel like Naruto as a franchise in general, like even OG Naruto, not just Shippuden, like it was just such ahead of its time, like animation wise. Like Studio Period gets a lot of like shit now, but like for what it was doing at its time back in the days, like I feel like Studio Period was like really like one of like the top dogs, like animation studio wise, because they were on a weekly schedule all the time in the early 2000s, 2010s, and like they were still like coming out with like some of the best fights, like still to this day. So
facts. So what else happened last week? Oh, you said we got Kagurabachi knockoffs already?
Yeah, bro, it's bad.
There's no
bad
way.
I wish I had a picture of it, but basically like shonen, one of the shonen magazines, I forgot which one exactly, but they released they're releasing 2 new shonen mangas. And hold up, I'm gonna low-key try to put up, like bring it up on my phone, but like literally one of them looks like a dead ass, like a chibi version of Chihiro, like the main character.
Oh my god, already. They're like, you know what? Oh, there's no way. That they gotta be trolling. They gotta be trolling. They gave him a short blade instead of a sword. Oh my god. They're not even like trying to hide it.
And then the other one's a stretch, but it's just funny because like the way he's drawing the sword, but like, bro, come on. Enough time has passed.
Yeah, literally. That they're not even like trying. They're leaning into it. They're like, look, y'all like Bachi this much. We got 2 that y'all like. I think they're hoping that like so Bachi gets so big that like even a portion, almost like what Manwood does. Like, you know what I mean? Like Manwood literally is like the same, like 2 or 3 models recreated a million different ways, and they'll be like, okay, if you like this model, you might end up liking this one. So I think that's. But that for them to copy the meme and then also just completely copy Chihiro's likeness.
The character design, like
Hakuzono, he needs to have he needs to have one of those Drake Universal deals with Shonen Jump right now, because he, especially with Gege, like, you know, I don't know what he's doing right now, but Gege is like, you know, JJK is done, Modulo's chill. Hakuzono, if I were him, I'll walk into that office and be like, put my feet on the desk, be like, look, y'all about to sign me for the next 50 years. Actually, he needs a Pat Mahomes deal. You sign me for 10 years, 500 mil right now, and we can talk about the rest later.
Bro, honestly, like one of my favorite things about him is the fact that like he kind of wants like the competition too. Like he like thrives for like the competition of like Shonen Jump. Like you could tell, like with Horikoshi, when he did that interview with Horikoshi, he was like, "Yo, you got to come out with like another series like soon. Like I would love to I would love like the competition." In like that sort of sense. And then like when Modulo just ended, like he was like pissed. Like I think he literally like said something on like he commented about it, because you know how they always do like the comments at the end of the week for the news. Yeah, he was like, damn, like I'm pissed that like Modulo is over. Like he was saying all this stuff. So like honestly, I respect it. Like he thrives for like that like friendly competition.
Yeah, no, facts. Man, it's Kagurabachi's back. You have any? Oh, I'm gonna do this weekly anime watch update. How do you? Any news on the anime, or can you think of? Didn't you tell us when there was a date that you said we should be on the lookout for, where you know we're gonna get some Kagurabachi news?
Yeah, I think it was like March, or it was either April or March 27th or something like that.
Something like that. Okay. Kagurabachi watch. That's gonna be the news heard around the world. That's one of those things where like it could be a single tweet with one sentence that's gonna have like 1 billion views. You feel me? Just from the sheer amount of people waiting for that news and information.
Bro, I saw somebody say like the trailer better open up with like the first thing saying in the trailer, enough time has passed.
No, bro. That would be go to PR. That would be go to PR. I saw Cleo in the comments said give my JoJo's update. I'm gonna give that for sure. Once we get through some of these hot topic items. So we got the Wistoria. I haven't seen the Wistoria trailer. I heard it's fire though.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Unless you want to get spoiled, like I highly suggest you don't, because I'm gonna let you know right now, bro. This shit is like basically watching like a Naruto opening. Like you get spoiled on all the shit that's about to be happening. Like
that's crazy.
They show, bro. They don't show you just one death. Like they show you 2 deaths in the trailer. Yeah, deaths. 2 people dying.
Why would they do that? Oh my god.
I guess it's because like in Japan, like since everybody already like probably like read the manga.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like kind of like in that sense.
Most of y'all know. If you don't know, then you okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess.
I mean, that's kind of crazy to me still.
That is kind of crazy because I mean, even if you say that though, you know that the anime ends up putting more people onto the manga. So it's like at the same time, you still kind of like fuck the anime only. It's okay. At this point, what's going on with the Manga One drama?
So basically, what I saw, it was like, so you know like all the people that have like left, pretty much, right?
Yeah, I saw that was like the most I've read into it. Like, okay, Freeman leaving and a whole bunch of other.
All right, so I'll like start you from like basically square one. So have you heard of like Act Age and like the manga Act Age? It got canceled. All right, so there was 2 authors. These are 2 different authors, right? One made Act Age, and the other one made this manga called like Kamui something, I think. And basically those 2 mangakas, like they didn't get arrested, but they basically like got kicked off of like their manga publishing, and like they got like convicted of essay on minors. Okay. So that whole thing, like they basically like lost their jobs, this and that. They had to pay like a big fine. They didn't get arrested because Japan really doesn't care about that, unfortunately. But then Shogakukan basically like took them back in, but they took them back in under like a different identity, and they never disclosed any of this information to like anybody, basically.
Yo, they so weird.
Yeah,
they so weird
bro.
Out there. That's insane.
So they were both making mangas like for like a couple years, like new mangas for like a couple years, and like nobody knew like that these were the same people that made like the other like stories, and like That's
insane, bro. That's insane.
And honestly, like it's even worse, like because I didn't know like how bad it truly was until like I actually like went in and like learned like what they got convicted for, and like not the Act Age one, but the other one, Jojin Kamen. That's the name of the other one. The Jojin Kamen author literally got convicted of making a high schooler eat fecal matter. Yeah. And was like writing words on her, like derogatory words on her stomach, like basically like calling her like a slave, like all the like, yeah, it was like terrible stuff.
Bro, that's so weird. And the thing is too, like people try to say that Japan, like this is just Japanese culture, like mind our business. Japan is trying really hard to change this about themselves. Like this isn't like the government is like implementing a million different laws over the last 20 years trying to like change stuff like this. Part of it again is like big business thrives off of child pornography type of, you know what I mean? So like I think that's part of it too. It's just like here where like major enterprise and corporations pretty much influence where our like legislation goes. So that's crazy that they just like it's that normalized where they have streets where girls. But I went to like a super deep dive back when I was getting flamed by the Fire Force fans that were mad at me being upset about Tamaki being essayed constantly or whatever. Yeah, and it being written in stories. So they're like, oh, it's Japan, they don't care. Like, so I like really went and did a deep dive. Like they have whole trains and like buses just for girls, just so they can have like safer routes home. Yeah, and stuff like that. Like it's not as accepted as they think. Like Accepted is doing a lot of work there. You know what I mean? They don't want it to be like this. Like they make it seem like, oh, everybody is totally fine. Women are totally fine with this happening to them. You know what I mean? Like moms and parents are totally fine with this happening to little girls. That's not what it is. It's just been like that for so long that it's hard for them to change the way the society is right now, which is why I'm always say something. Like even if that is like, that's not like a, they treat essay like in Japan like it's food. Like, oh, that's just how they eat there. Like they eat squid. They eat, you know what I mean? Like it's just, you know, you can't judge it. Like, no, you could judge that anywhere. A kid is a kid anywhere. That's why I'm always speak up about it. But
even if it wasn't a kid, like just those acts, like in general, are like disgusting.
100%.
It's like,
and then people will say, oh, it's only anime, and oh, you know, it's geared towards teenagers and younger guys, so it's not even like, you know, but that's still like teaching them that it's okay.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, and so it's like kind of furthering the cycle of goonery and just like malsexual practice. I don't know the word for it.
I pick up what you're putting down.
That's crazy.
It's terrible. It's crazy too, because like going off of like what you were learning and stuff. Like I remember when I like looked up and did like a deep dive, because funny enough, it was because of Fire Force actually, and basically like when they go into like the trains and stuff, actually their phones you can't put it on silence when it comes to like taking pictures with like your camera. Like your camera automatically like goes off because men were taking pictures of like women's like under.
That's so
under
weird.
their skirts and stuff. Weird, like when they were in the trains. Yeah, bro, it's like weird, really weird.
If we keep it in the buck, and no disrespect to anybody, but Japan has some of the best PR in history. I think they might have some of the best PR in history. Like from all the if nobody talks about some of the atrocities that just happened, like if some of the stuff that happened there happened in Germany, we'd still be talking about it in the history books to this day. You know what I mean? There would be memorials and memorandums and stuff like that. Like the stuff they pulled off, and now we look at Japan as this beautiful island country, you know what I mean, with so much culture, and it has anime, and its infrastructure is beautiful, food is great. Like Japan is a pretty dark place to this day. You know what I mean? That's I digress, but Man,
that got me in like a grim mood now.
Yeah, me too. We gotta switch up to something. We gotta switch up. Oh, pull up the IMDb ratings. Pull up the IMDb. we gotta switch the mood. Bro, it gotta be scary raising a daughter in Japan, bro. I would honestly, I would have her strapped up. I don't care.
Hold on, let me try to fix this because it like kind of got like messed up in the thing. There we go. I kind of fixed it. I kind of didn't fix it.
Jaleel says Ken is fuming right now hearing Fire Force getting thrown around. Nah, for real.
Here, let me make it a little bit.
Would y'all be interested in Attack on Titan Season 4? Figure out recreated in high school animation and new ending. Oh, high animation, new ending. I mean, honestly, I think Season 4 was fine where it was. Oh.
Yeah.
I think Season 4 was fine where it was for now. So, all right, so we got the ratings from this last weekend of just crazy anime episodes. So, what is that? We have Fire Force. Is that Fire Force coming in at 9.7? Yep. That's Arthur vs. Dragon. We got the Higuruma vs. Yuji fight coming in at 9.6. 9.3, we have Oshinoko. 8.9 is Frieren, which, again, just kind of shows how much Frieren gets glazed. I'm gonna say this every single time this happens. I'm sorry, y'all. Every single time this happens, if I want y'all to start picturing the episode of Frieren in any other show. Like if another show had an episode similar to the framework of the episode we saw of the last episode. Like if JJK had that episode where it was just whatever until the end and you got like a pretty clean like 30-second fight, they'll give that an 8.5, 8.4. You know, Frieren, they almost gave it a 9. It almost got a 9. Like that's insane to me, but I digress. Hell's Paradise got an 8.9. Sentence to Be a Hero got an 8.9, and then Fate came in at 8.8. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all, man. Y'all, we're on the Fire Force topic right now, so I'm just showing these just so we can have some context. This is the first time, I know most of y'all by now have seen that Fire Force got review bombed to hell from all the way from a 10 to a 9.7. I'm a Fire Force fan. I love Fire Force. Don't get me wrong. But it was a 10 out of 10 episode, 10 out of 10 fight. And this is the first time I think a review bombing actually brought it down to where it was supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like I feel like 9.7 is actually the perfect rating for that Fire Force episode. Especially if they gave Higuruma versus Yuji a 9.6. That episode was crazy. And also Oshinoko's been cooking. I'm not. This would be nice to have Ken up here for this topic. This would be nice. There's actually this is one of them days where look, Ken will be able to help us out with the fate. Because I do have some fate questions. I feel like he would be able to answer for us.
Ken would have been pushing back against Fire Force. He would have been like, nah, that shit was an 11 out of 10. He would have been like, Oshinoko deserves a 9.9 at least. He would have said Freerin deserves a 5 out of 10.
No, he would have been pushing all agendas. He would have been pushing all agendas. All right, so let's start off with the love. Arthur vs. Dragon was beautiful. I like the way that they. At first, it was kind of like I wasn't understanding why they kind of like did like in the left corner we have Arthur, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then in the right corner we have Dragon. You know, the little backstories for both of them. They really like did the UFC build up for this fight. You know what I mean?
The tail of the tape.
Literally the tail of the tape. They did the tail of the tape. Then they had the face off. You feel me? Where which it was literally like almost they modeled it after like a UFC fight night. You know what I mean? That moment, I think the best moment of that whole fight was way before the end. It was when I think Dragon had created like some kind of like explosion or whatever that caused like water and waves to appear out of nowhere or some shit. I don't know. Look, at this point it was kind of hard for me to track what was going on. Not visually, but just the direction of the fight. And you saw like Arthur's face. It almost reminded me of that Sung Jin Woo moment right before he locked in against Biru. You know what I mean? Where his eyes, like it was coming like close to his eye or whatever. Like Arthur had the moment. You know what I'm talking about?
Like when he has like the thing, like Biru's claws, like at his face.
Yeah. Arthur had a moment like that to where like the composition, I don't know which word it is, was like stellar. Yeah. Stellar. You feel me? But then it that's my only problem with Fire Force. That fight kind of showed my entire problem with Fire Force. Like the consistency isn't ever consistent. You know what I mean? Like
not at all.
Like that fight has some of the best animation I've seen in Fire Force, and it had some of the run of the mill animation I've seen in Fire Force, and then it had a few moments, and I'm like, why?
I know exactly what you're talking about because like for me, like it was definitely I felt like the art style was like really strong during the fight. Like really at like times it was like very visually like I'm like, holy fuck, this looks beautiful, right?
Yeah.
And then like I'm in my head, I'm thinking about, this is the moment like where the animation is gonna start cooking because they'll like give you like a little like tease. They'll tease you with like the animation looking like really good, and then it would be followed up with like a really shitty cut of animation.
Like,
bro, I'm like, come on, bro, like what are we doing here? And I feel like that was what happened like during the entirety like duration of the fight, pretty much.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like the way they storyboard the fight was great. Because I mean, that's kind of, to be honest, it's not an easy fight to storyboard because it starts off on Earth and then it starts like it goes to space, and like the reason for it makes sense. I'm not saying the reason doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
but to do those two things visually in a 15-minute fight or 10-minute fight is kind of, it's rough to do. It's a rough transition for anything. You know what I mean? So the way they storyboard the fight was like great, but it just felt like it never had that moment. Like even when I was going back to look for clips for my video, I was like, dang, what's the best clip for this? Like the best, like, dang, like this is the orgasmic moment to like top off a really good, well-written fight. You know what I mean? And they just didn't have it. And it's almost like Fire Force getting left behind a little bit because any other anime, no matter how good the entire fight would have been, they would have had that one 12-second, 15-second, 30-second cut to where you're like, holy fuck. You know
like
what I mean?
They
just never had a holy fuck moment. And that's kind of what Fire Force has been doing. I think it is kind of what sets it apart from the other new gen, to where like the story and the writing carries enough for you to get past some of the things that are kind of like, you know what I mean? But that was my only, if I had to like have one complaint, that would be my only complaint. There was not like a moment where I was just like, whoa,
Yeah.
Like towards the end. In the beginning, they had a bunch of build-up moments where I was like, oh yeah, this is clean, this is clean, this is clean. But it doesn't have that one like knock out the park moment. Like JJK gonna have a knock out the park moment. Fate gonna have a knock out the park. Freeman gonna have a, you know what I mean? Like, but it was still beautiful. Again, its strength was the storyboarding of the fight. That was a really well written fight.
Yeah, I like the buildup was crazy to that fight.
Yeah.
Like I honestly feel like that's one of the fights where like the buildup was actually better than the actual fight for me.
Yeah, no, literally.
I just like it was cool because like they kind of like switched like around art styles like a lot. Like they kind of like did like that like what do you call it? Like the shit, I'm trying to think of the word for it. It's like when you like basically like cut shit out and then like paste it on top of like a blank cardboard paper. What do you call that? Like
I can't think of the word either, but
arts and craft, basically like arts and craft.
That's not what I was thinking at all.
It was like an arts and craft as like animation style, like at the beginning, and then like how it like switched to like when they showed the actual like Japanese dragon. Like I thought like that little frame was pretty sick. I liked like when they were in space and like they like showed like the wording and shit.
Yeah, that was clean.
And then they start fighting on top of the wording, I think, for like a second,
bro.
right?
It started getting wonky, bro. It started getting like I felt like I was watching a fight on shrooms or something, bro.
That was like the sickest part of the fight, honestly. Like that little like bit right there. But like I feel like honestly, the biggest problem with it was like the fact that it just got so much hype. Cause like this is like supposed to be like one of the best fights ever. Pretty much. And like I feel like for it to be like one of the best fights ever and it didn't get the treatment of being one of the best fights ever, because like when you look at other Fire Force fights like throughout like the entirety of the Fire Force run, there's like a whole bunch of Fire Force fights that you could say had better animation than Shinra versus Dragon.
Wait, which fights you think? Hold on. Which fights you think had better animation? I'm not saying I disagree.
I think Shinra and Show had better animation, right?
That was clean. That was a fight. That was a fight. Yeah.
I think Shinra versus what's his name? Chiron?
Chiron? I think I say Chiron, but it could be Chiron. Look, I'm the wrong one with pronunciation. We learned that last week. I'm the wrong one.
It probably is. I'm pretty bad with names too, but I think the animation to that was crazy. I think the animation to who's the Scythe dude? The Scythe dude when he fought like that big lava.
That's my favorite character too. I can't for some reason I can never remember his name either. But he's my favorite. You're talking about like the black tail and yeah. For some reason I can't remember his name.
That was crazy. Ogun when he fought those things in season 2.
Dang, I forgot about that. See, I really should have watched season 1 and season 2 before season 3 came back, just because of the hiatus. But okay, I can see those a little bit. I can see those for sure.
So and bro, even like there was just so many like good like cuts of like animation wise. I think Fire Force had like some of the best animation low key and like new gen, like when it was like coming out like during like 2010 to like 2020, like that like stretch before before like JJK
before Black Clover started cooking and JJK and I was about to say, I was like, wait, okay.
like for like a little period of time, like during like that 2015 2018 run, or 2020, So now I guess the last before, of course, the final battle would be Benimaru versus Doppelganger. Yeah,
maybe that was gonna be the one all along, and
it might be.
At this point, bro, it feels like the moments we think they're gonna cook, they don't necessarily cook. And the moments we're just like, whatever, they like, whoa, what the? Because even like Shinra versus Burns last season, I remember watching that. Like, it has so much potential, but like it just. Like, I remember one time, like Shinra like landed a kick on Burns' head. Yeah, and you saw like the kick, but the foot went like past his head. So like it's still like, you know what I mean? Like what? What are they doing? What was that? The
storyboarding for that episode was terrible too, because it was like they were. I remember they were like standing around and like letting Burns like power up like the whole time, and they were just like, "Oh, we can't let him get stronger," but they're just standing there talking about that.
Literally. That was whatever.
Speaking about actual peak though, Higuruma, Yuji. Now I will say, I'll say this. I think maybe like overall, like in terms of like the magnitude of the fight and like the build up and stuff, like being like a bigger fight in general, I would probably say that Arthur versus Dragon is probably better. But I think in terms of like animation and like production quality, I think Higuruma and Yuji was 100% better.
Yeah, no, facts. Look, so I'll give Dragon the storyboard and like the direction of the fight. I can't even necessarily say the direction, because I mean Yuji versus Higuruma, people only think of the actual fight, but I mean you still gotta consider like the courtroom. That's part of his domain. That is part of the fight. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not just, and that was pretty clean too. I like the way they went about it. Man, that was just clean, bro. That fight was just clean. And it's funny because like it was dark too. Like I don't know what. Again, I'm not best with like the animation term quality, but like or animation terms, but it was really dark, so it was kind of hard to. I'm not saying make out what we were seeing, but it kind of added on to the ambiance of the fight. You know what I mean? Like the red backlight off of them while they're fighting. And bro, that hammer, bro, Higuruma ain't never moved like that in the manga, dog. If he moved like that in the manga, the Shinjuku Showdown might have went a little bit differently. But we keep, bro, that hammer turned into Thor's hammer.
Bro, he was throwing that shit like you know how like the Hammer Bros in Mario, like them like Koopa Troopa looking ass motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That be throwing the hammers. Like, he was stuck in the bitches like that.
Bro was hitting up. Bro, I was like, bro had a machine. I turned a hammer to a machine gun. That's some genius attachment. I'm like, okay, that was clean. That was clean. The choreography, bro. That was some of the sickest choreography I've seen. I actually thought that at first that it did look exactly like Super Q's, but then after everybody started pulling the clips and stuff like that, I'm like, nah, that looks. I mean, it's just it's a similar fighting style, you know what I mean? But that was a little bit different than Super Cube.
100%.
I like the hand-to-hand part better. I mean, Super Cube was a more full fight because that was like a 15-minute fight or complete. So like you had a little bit more like whatever. But I'm happy. I know I had to walk my take back because I said that they should have put Nian 41 on like a more marquee fight, which I still agree. But in my defense, I didn't know that he'd be putting a switch on Higuruma's hammer. You know what I mean? So that kind of changes things a little bit. Like, we got to start pulling. I remember we used to do it for Don to Don. We got to start pulling, like, the manga panels for each part of the Sakuga. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can see the difference. Like, it'll literally, nowadays with JJK fights, you can't even do it because it's not, like, 1-to-1. It'll be, like, 1 to, like, 0.25. You know what I mean? Like, you get one panel here, 45 seconds of fight that wasn't in the manga, then another panel here, and then 45 seconds of fight that wasn't in the manga. Like,
bro,
someone in the comments said, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, and even for like the Higuruma fight, like, bro, what made that fight even crazier was the fact that, I think, like 45 seconds of that fight, it was like adapting a panel where it was completely blank and it was just dialogue.
Literally.
He turned that into like a straight up hand to hand, like
Bro.
running the ones, like it's crazy.
That was creative too, the way he did that. Like, because that is kind of that would have been a really boring fight without the hammer turning into a fucking, you know, whatever he turned. I don't even know what
he turned that shit into the power pole at one point. Like,
literally, bro, literally. He like used it to pull down like the upper part of the theater or whatever. Like,
yeah.
That was tough. He turned into Batman with that shit. So.
Yeah, that was a very.
I can only imagine. So I guess next up we have Reggie. Is it Reggie versus?
Yeah, Reggie versus Megami.
Megami, my goat, my boy gets a good moment.
Bro, fun fact. Reggie, this is crazy because like this might be like very. You might know this already, but Reggie Star is based off of the word register.
Oh, bro, in my brain, I did not know that one. I thought you were about to go to Jeffree Star. I was like, oh. Oh my god! Okay. Registar is crazy. That's crazy. But honestly, that sounds like because Dabura's full name is like in JJK Modulo is like Dabura Kadabra. So it's basically abracadabra backwards. Literally,
crazy.
like it's like I can't remember the exact one, but that's crazy. Registar. Hey, Gege is creative.
Creative. Because I mean, it goes with his curse technique because his curse technique.
Yeah,
is like,
literally like the receipt. Yeah, receipt paper. Okay,
so funny. Yeah,
that's gonna be a cool fight to watch. I need to see who's on staff for that. I haven't seen a whole lot, but so after that, what episode? So this was at JJK episode 9. So that's gonna be 10. I guess we're getting closer. That means 11 might be the without spoiling anybody, the kiss heard around the world. You feel me?
Oh yeah.
And that'll take us to the colony. Okay. Dang. The only question is for me right now is are they gonna make it like I think between Hidden Inventory and between Shibuya, it was just a month wait or like maybe 2 months. Cause I know the Hidden Inventory came out in like June, July, and I think Shibuya came out in like September, October almost.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they do that, but also I hope that the switch up in director doesn't have something like affect anything to where it's like we got to wait a whole year for part 2. I'm gonna be pissed if we do that. Like, don't do that to us.
I mean, who knows though? Because like that also could just be like a whole bunch of like shit that they're just saying that he's leaving and stuff. Because I think that's still rumors, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's been confirmed.
Well, wait, the director left?
Like Goso leaving? Yeah.
I think it's not. I guess like Mappa hasn't come out and said it, but I think it's like widely accepted as being the case. If that makes sense. We haven't seen like an official statement like "Thank you, Goso, for your work" and whatever. But
I also, honestly though, I low key think we'll be fine because the dude that directed the Higuruma episode like last week, he's like the assistant director.
Okay.
So like I would assume that he probably just takes the mantle for like the next season. And I mean, if he directs it like how he directed that Higuruma episode last week, then I think we'll be set.
I just hope it's not going to be like my Lions. We lost our offensive coordinator, and his assistant was not.
Everything went to
everything. Hey, man, Chicago had a great year. It was rough for us. Okay.
I do want to say because since we're talking about it, Higuruma. After the fight with Higuruma and Yuji, I've been seeing a lot of people like bring up the fact that now, when you look back at JJK's repertoire of hand-to-hand choreography, you have that fight, you have Yuji versus Choso. We saw some hand-to-hand we saw a lot of hand-to-hand in season 1 actually.
Even this season, I mean, honestly, like, well, one, any fight Toto's in, that's like, you gotta give it, so Hanami versus
the
everybody
Mahito
pretty
fight.
much. The Mahito fight, part 1, 2, and 3, the Mahito fight. Because that was straight hands, bro. I mean, it was one point where Yuji was blasting, bro, into the pillar. Pause. Like, that's straight hands too. Dang, JJK has JJK taken the mantle from Naruto?
That's the question. Like people have been saying like they think JJK now is officially better than Naruto and Boruto in terms of hand to hand. But honestly, I'm gonna be real. You're still not getting it past Boruto.
You're not getting it past Boruto.
Like
say what you want
Naruto
about Boruto.
Naruto is one thing.
Maybe, I mean, that's 15 years, 20 years. That's a long time ago now. I'm not mad at that. That's gonna happen at some point. You know what I mean? But Boruto got fights that still stand up to this day. To this day,
bro, to this day, you still can't show me anything that's like better hand to hand than Momoshiki versus Sasuke and Naruto. Like, I'm sorry,
my God.
You can't, bro.
God.
You literally can't.
Literally, I'm sorry, because like they're Naruto. Sorry, so here's where, and I think that they'll probably perfect it once it gets to Gojo versus Sukuna, because that's going to be a fight where you have to, the scale and the hand to hand have to be. Like here, Naruto excels, or Boruto at that point excelled at having like extremely large scale fights where like the scale of the fight didn't diminish the hand to hand combat to where it just turned into like high speed back and forth punching kicking to where you still get like those moments of like where you see the Sakuga, you see like you can see the actual you can list the styles of kung fu that they're using and stuff like that. I think for JJK, I can't picture a fight that's going to take him there to where the scale meets the choreography until Gojo versus Sukuna. So that's when they're going to be throwing, Gojo and Sukuna, they're going to be throwing hands back and forth. They have the huge attacks, red, blue, purple, the big slashes and stuff like that. Until then, I'm still going to have to give it to Naruto and Sasuke, but even after that, it's going to take the Shinjuku Showdown really proving it because, again, Naruto has like multiple times where you can show that. That will be JJK's first one. You know what I mean? So
definitely. I definitely see what you're saying because like even after Gojo versus Sukuna, then like you dive into like because Sukuna then has to fight Maki, Sukuna then has to fight Yuji,
fraud ass.
Yeah.
They're gonna get fraud. Kashimo going probably he don't look better than ever with that second round. You know it. It's okay.
They're gonna make him go from like two like what? How many chapters did it take for him to get packed up? Like one chapter, one or two,
1.5 maybe, and half of it was him having a flashback, thinking, "Oh, maybe I wasn't the strongest." Sorry,
I will say though, I think Higuruma versus Yuji was like a step in the right direction for like
100%,
the argument
100%,
because like 100%. I think after that, like you could say like the peak of the choreography in that fight was like a match for some of like the best Boruto peaks. I would say.
Yeah. And a perfect example of that too, just tying into what you just said, because the Maki masker should have been a good moment to where scale meets choreography.
Yeah.
But they couldn't do both at the same time. Like, I mean, there was a few times, like, even with the fodder, they were just getting sliced up. There was never, like, a chance to where, like, you could see, like, it would either be her having a pretty cool choreography moment or her it being a huge scale thing to where she's kind of, like, standing around and floating or she's fighting through, what's, not Jinichi, but I can't remember, little bro. The one nice zen,
Ranma?
yeah, Ranma. You know what I mean? Like, that's exactly what I mean by like combining the two in like a major moment. So I think you're right. I think Yuji, Higuruma versus Yuji was a step in the right direction. Maybe with the 3-way domain clash at the Sendai Colony arc, maybe. Just because that is kind of like a free for all brawl, like 1v kind of 2.5.
And he was using his hands for like a majority of the fight too, right?
Yeah.
He didn't even use the sword that much, right? I don't think he did.
Yeah, he was at one point. His sword, I don't know where his sword went. It just went into his pocket dimension or something.
I forgot too.
Yeah.
That shit just went MIA for like the rest of the fight, and he's just swapping hands with Uro and Ryu.
Ryu. Yeah. Well, okay. Man, that's a lot, bro. It's what a time to be a JJK fan. But we got so much on the horizon. It's just back to back peak. I can't wait for. I bet the way like the timelines are matching up, the Shinjuku Showdown is going to air around the same time as Solo Leveling's final season. Unless they try to milk one of those to hell.
Yeah.
If something is, they might. I wouldn't, so, but if they don't milk things to hell, I could picture them lining up to where they air at the same time. And I promise you, bro, like as an anime fan, that's just like, that's like Christmas for 6 months. But as a content creator, hey man, keep it a buck with y'all.
Nah, that would be crazy. All right, so I guess like with that being said, would you prefer it to air on the same day or like different days?
No. We got to be able to spread the. We can only make so much at a time. So we gotta.
It has to be different days.
Please be different days. Because like, honestly, bro, like when I'm actually in my bag of a JJK release, like of a good fight, like that will take me like a good 6 hours of content creating just between watching it, making the videos, coming back.
Yeah.
And like so, if JJK and I used to put way more work into the Soul Leveling videos, low key, because I would like actually collage the images and stuff like that instead of just video green screen everything.
Bro, that would be like, honestly,
that would.
You would be seeing 12 videos like in one day from me.
Oh, bro. Oh, now that I do reaction content, bro, I might drop 30 of them things. What are you talking about? It might be 30. Hey, TikTok gonna have to like restrain me. For real. I might have to make a second TikTok just for, or third TikTok, just for that. Yeah.
No, for sure. I guess we can move on to Freerun if you want. Talk a little bit about that.
That's a whole lot to talk about. Let's say with Freerun. Freerun. So I guess this is the Revolte arc. That's Revolt. Is it Revolt or Revolte?
Revolte, I think.
Revolte. Okay, it's Revolte arc.
It got a little bit more aura to it, Revolte.
Whoa, 100%. I actually like him. I don't know nothing about him, but seeing his like grandeur, like when he landed and he's like a giant, he has like the half serpent and he has like 4 swords.
Yeah.
That's tough. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I was watching like, I gotta see. I don't even care to see Stark and what's his name?
Ganao or whatever. I don't know.
What was I about to say? No, you're right. It's Ganao or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't even care to see them get cooked. I need to see Freerun pop up to see what. Bro, I know she is licking her chops after she's like not 1, not 2, but 3 demons. She 3.
Bro, I'm surprised she even like delegated her responsibilities to Fern, like to take out the demon on her own. I'm surprised. Freerun, bro, prime Freerun back in the days. If that was Freerun versus Aura, the Freerun, the same Freerun that fought Aura, Freerun would have eliminated that motherfucker on the spot right there.
Literally. Well, we need to have an unhinged Freerun moment where you can just see her like enjoying the thrill of battle for the first time. Like, I can't wait for that moment. We probably won't ever get it, but that would be nice to see.
Yeah. I would say though that the Revolte, like even the henchmen's like of Revolte, like they kind of had some cool. Sick designs too.
Yeah. It's rare that like a villain in anime, just because we were like so deep in anime at this point, we've all seen so much. Like it's rare you see a villain that actually looks like menacing. Like, like even like Kaido, he doesn't like. I mean, he has a cool design, but he doesn't like. And he's huge, but he doesn't look menacing. Like, you know what I mean? Like Aizen doesn't look menacing. Madara, I ain't gonna lie. Madara,
you can make the argument. You can definitely make the argument.
But like just seeing Revolte like standing up next to them, like that looked like them giant swords. Like he had like the swords that Guts from Berserk has. I'm like four of them though. I'm like he could cleave your whole body off with one slash.
And then he could like manipulate the weight of them too, right? Like he can make them light as a feather.
That's even scarier.
Yeah.
That's even scary. And
that's
why
the expert. That's why he was telling him not to go like blow for blow with him. Like
he was
telling
like, bro, stop trying to block. Stop trying to. You got to dodge.
You got to dodge and deflect that shit.
Bro had a Krillin or a Piccolo moment. He's like, dodge, like, bro, stop trying to. He is chipping away at your health every time you block. You can't.
Bro, I gotta say that episode like edged the fuck out of me because like
me too.
As soon as like his wing spread.
Yeah, I was like, that too.
I was like, oh nah, shit is about to get like active now because like I'm thinking like we're about to see like a whole bunch of shit now, and then that shit cut to the ending. Bro, it felt like I was watching a Kaiju number 8 episode all over again without the action.
Low key. It'd be like, hey, how are they gonna beat these regular ass humans? Gonna beat this? You know what I mean? Like, nah, facts. Okay. Do you think Stark has any chance of doing anything, or you think they're gonna get bailed out by Frieren?
I feel like if anything, Ganao is gonna be like putting in like 80% of the work. Definitely.
It's like Toji and Yuji back in the day. Because if we keep it a button, not Toji, my bad, Toto. Toto used to carry Yuji through them fights.
Oh, 100%.
He would just use Yuji for the haymaker because he got a heavier punch. But he was carrying. Honestly, he was carrying him at the end in Shinjuku too.
Yeah.
Toto doesn't get the respect he deserves. It's funny because people think he's annoying in real life and in the show. I love Toto. That's my guy.
Yeah.
He's cool to me. I don't know how we got back on JJK. My bad, but
you good.
All routes lead back to JJK when I'm on the pod. But
it's even in the name, you know. J.
Pierre said 1A, 1B. I ain't gonna do Yuji dirty. But Toto was carrying him at bare minimum in season 1.
Yeah, definitely in the Hanami fight. 100% in the Hanami fight.
Well, shoot, I ain't gonna lie. He was carrying him too versus Maito the second time. He was carrying. Yuji was throwing hands, don't get me wrong, but
he got in his bag though at the end of the fight.
Yeah. Facts,
like when Toto basically RIP.
I'm not saying he's chump, but Yuji is just like, you know how like when I don't know, you ever play like Fort or Duty or like Rivals where you got like your homeboy is really good. He's really good, but the thing is he'll throw himself in the middle in a mixed to where like he might take out 2 of them, but he's not gonna beat the other 2. You know what I mean? That's why you need a Toto, because if your homeboy is just gonna die, you know what I mean? Then we're cooked. That's how Yuji is. Yuji will jump in the middle of whatever, just start throwing hands with whoever. No backup plan, no exit strategy, no second. Just you know what I mean. So that's why Toto's like that for real. But back to free run. My bad, y'all. Y'all. My bad. Yeah. So hopefully we get a full. This next episode, I think, is gonna be clean. They only have 1 episode after that, right? Because this was
they
got 2. Is it?
I think it's like this one, and then the other one, like right.
So yeah, I think so. Because if JJK is on 9, I think Freeman is on 8.
Oh, I forgot they started a week back.
Yeah,
but there's supposed to be 11 episodes, I think.
Okay, so maybe we got 3 then. So we got maybe 2 of the fights, and then the 3rd episode that leads us into the next season. I'm assuming. Okay.
Yeah.
We can look that up later. Y'all can let us know in the comments.
Yeah, no, definitely.
What else? Fate. What do we have next?
Fate. Yeah, Fate.
We did have Sentence to Be a Hero. I didn't get to finish the episode. I tried to spam it this morning, but I didn't want to just like, I only got through like 7-8 minutes of it.
Yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie. From like, all right, so like you know how shonens have. I'll like get this off real quick. So for Sentence to Be a Hero just had the episode. It's like, wow, this shit is way darker than I thought it was gonna be. Like, you know,
again, they keep having that moment. I feel like it's like the 2nd or 3rd time, low key.
So like. For example, I would say this is like the equivalent to like in Hunter x Hunter, like when the one Chimera ant pulled up on the one girl during the beginning of the arc and just shot her, and then repeatedly just kept shooting her in the forest.
Oh, it was like that. Oh,
it was like as dark as that.
I like stuff like that though. That's my shit though. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me lock in. I'll be honest. JoJo's is the reason I didn't get to it. I had a window to watch it, and I just like, let me keep trying to spam JoJo's. Though.
You said let me spam mid real quick. Nah,
hey man, Hey, first season mid, second season. I keep wanting to say it was mid, but I did keep enjoying it more than I thought it would the second season. But the third season for me is what's really like bringing it together. I'll give it that. First season is undoubtedly ass. We'll give it. I can't even like, bro. I hated the dialogue, the animation, the fighting, the dialogue during the fighting because bro, they narrate every single like motion of the fight. Like they say, and next I'm gonna counter you, but you didn't know that was gonna happen yet. So I'm like, bro, stop. Like,
on some like Baki level shit, bro.
Probably. Except at least in Baki, from what I've seen, it looks like they let him fight a little bit and then they might explain it. You know what I mean? Like, this one, like literally every little exchange comes with an explanation. I hate that. And they told me that it never stops. It's just gonna be like that for I just gotta get used to it. So it's whatever. But those characters are cool as hell. The characters are what carry it. There's some like really intriguing characters. They're just funny, and they like I like that for sure.
Some of them got some dope ass designs too.
They do have some cool designs. They do. Honestly, I feel like Oda was inspired by Baki and just didn't take it and took it in a bad direction. Like, I'm being respectful. I love One Piece. Don't get me wrong, but honestly, I see a lot of inspiration. Like I can tell Kishimoto took a little information from JoJo's too. So did I can see Kubo. Honestly, the big three definitely took inspiration from JoJo's. I think Kishimoto's the only person that made it make sense. Oda got some of the bizarre from it. I think Kishimoto took a little bit of his power system from Hamon, which eventually became Stan's, but initially Hamon. There was even a moment where they were training, like climbing up a tower, which was very similar to climbing up the tree. They can walk on water, like you know what I mean? Like, you get it, yeah. But yeah, let's get back to the current anime. I'll get back to my JoJo shit later on.
Talk about what do you want to talk about? Fate, Hell's Paradise.
We talk about Fate. Okay. One, I love watching Lionheart fight. I love watching Lionheart fight.
Yeah.
Like, he has never had like a fair fight in this show either. Like, don't get me wrong.
No, he's always he's always had
like,
to fight like the top tiers of the verse, bro. Like literally like the 1 and 1, 2, 3. Literally,
and he can't fly, he can't even float. You feel me? He has to like jump from building to building, jump from attack to attack. Like it's tough. I like Lionheart a lot.
He's basically like when you think about it, he's like the Maharaga of the verse.
Damn, Maharaga still hasn't got a dub though. So I mean, I guess he hasn't either. Technically, he's a whole lot of stalemates. Yeah, you're right. I'll give it to it. He can definitely adapt to any situation he's thrown into. Gilgamesh. I can't believe Gil went out in the way only Gil would go out. Getting one-shotted by a girl you turned down, like, bro. Or because of a girl you turned down. You know what I mean? Like, we'll say that. Yeah. Like, I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that, bro. Because think about whenever Gil comes, he has his arms folded, he has his chin up, he's looking down at whoever he's fighting. Like, I'm not even gonna use my full power on you. Like, you can't even push me to like want to fight you seriously. And out of nowhere, like one shot, one kill. Like, bro, seeing his head hit the ground, hanging over the ledge, bro, I was like, what? I'm not even the biggest Gilgamesh fan. I don't hate him or nothing, but like, I'm like, damn. I can't believe they did it like that. Ren said my go-defense setter. Yeah, literally.
Bro, it's so funny too, because like honestly, that whole like exchange like kind of reminded me of like just like a Vegeta ass like moment. Like all like the conceitedness and arrogance, like just like this, gone. Like just to get cooked.
Over a woman. At that point too. Yo, E-Star is crazy.
Yeah, bro, I don't even know like how any of that happened. All I saw was that shit like transpired in the span of like this, and then
literally, I don't really get it either. All I know is I just know from like the actual epic of Gilgamesh that he like turned her down because she had like. I'm not gonna regurgitate this story the way it really happened, but what I remember from when I was a kid was like Gilgamesh like kind of turned her down publicly in like an embarrassing way because like she had like killed her last husband or something like that, and she never let it go. I'm assuming it's connected to that. I don't know. I don't really know though. Somebody's gonna have to break it. Maybe a Ren Rance or a Ken Kai's gonna have to explain it to me. But that's crazy. If that's the direction they took it in, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I will say like the like Fate is pretty accurate to like a lot of like the historical like.
Okay, like the epics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's funny. Ren said Ishtar literally cursed the world to let her come back anytime Gil and Inkai. Oh my god!
Bro, actually, did you see Enkidu? He kind of like saved Gilgamesh the first time.
Yeah.
Like he was about to get
killed.
Like
it was like a little flash of him. I'm like, oh, he's saving his boyfriend. They remind me of Gojo and Geto for real, to be honest. Like, because what really reminded me of it was when Gilgamesh realized that Lionheart had hung out with Enkidu. Or like he realized they fought or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, what? You had an exchange with my butt buddy? Like, nigga, what? Like, he was pissed.
Bro,
he was gonna start taking them serious just because of that.
I think they kind of reminded me of Nice and Wreck. Like because like when they were fighting.
Oh my god, yes.
Bro,
Nice and Wreck.
Oh, like just the moment of like when like they're having like the little like battle over the field and like Gilgamesh is like throwing his swords and Enkidu is throwing his shit and like they're kind of like bumping out to like the melody of like all of that shit like crashing. I'm like, oh my god, y'all are really enjoying this fight. Like Nice and Wreck.
Literally, they're like it's like,
like when they play grab ass.
Like, they literally, I'm about to say they're getting their rocks off with that. Okay, Ren explained. He said basically back in Babylon, Ishtar wanted to marry Gil, and he basically said, "Nah, you for the streets." Okay. Oh yeah. She said, "Nah, for the rest of eternity, I'm gonna come back and ruin your life."
Oh, publicly in front of everyone. That actually changes a lot.
So yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, okay.
That is pretty embarrassing. That is.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if it would be enough for me to curse somebody for the rest of eternity whenever they meet their boyfriend.
I mean, but you gotta think about it. Like Gilgamesh is already a dick too. So like, if the biggest dick in the pot. Whoa. If. You know what? That wasn't even that. It wasn't even important enough for me to try to explain. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. That's crazy. Dang. So next week's gonna be another generational week though, low key, because we're gonna get the full Freerin fight. Yeah. We might get Benimaru. Is that? I don't know if that's gonna be next episode for sure. But in a perfect world, we get. I
hope it does.
We get the full Freerin, the full Revolte fight. We get Enkidu's revenge if he about to crash out. I feel like he's gonna spin or something. Enkidu doesn't do anything until Gil moves, so maybe he's gonna crash out. Reggie versus Megami. What am I blanking on? There's one more I'm blanking on. Oh, Sins to Be a Hero. Did they finish that the infiltration arc or whatever? They did. Okay. So that's good. But I mean, then we have Hell's Paradise. Hopefully, we can get back to Gabimaru fighting. I can never remember the Tosen's name that he's fighting, but it's gonna be another crazy week.
Bro, Hell's Paradise has like low key, like when you think about it, Hell's Paradise might be like the most improved anime of like the season. Like from season 1 to season 2, like the jump in quality, like obviously the animation, but also like just like the art too. Like, bro, it's the compositing, like everything from season 1 to season 2, it just feels like a whole entirely like new anime.
Yeah, no, facts. Yeah, they've been cooking. I actually like the direction it's going. I like the characters a lot more than first season. I don't know if it just was so long ago that I just didn't remember, but I really connected with some of these like the team this time. And I think maybe also too we understand a little bit more about the island, so that probably helps too. But this season's been nice. This season's really nice. I like I can't remember his name. It starts with a G, but he took his eye out. Like he reminds me of I want to say bro from Bleach. Wow. The portion of my brain that holds in people's names be working overtime. I need y'all to understand.
Too many animes. Too many
animes, bro. Like reading all these manga and watching all these anime at the same time, bro. My brain sometimes, like when I'm trying to recall like information that I need, let's just be like, nah. But yeah, no, I like him. The dude he took his eye out so he could see the not Tosin, but he could see the whatever their version of chakra is. Hell's Paradise. Yeah, he reminds me of Kenpachi. Yeah. Kenpachi's who he reminds me of. That's why I just call him Kenpachi in my brain because he reminds me of Kenpachi Zaraki. But I think his name starts with a G or whatever. But I like him. I like the two brothers.
Yeah.
Who else do I like? I think that's it for the most part. Both the girls are cool too. I just need to see more of them kind of like on their own and not getting bailed out by niggas. But other than that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, nah, it's a strong cast. I like their cast a lot because
Yeah.
usually there's like a like characters like I hate within like the main cast, but like honestly, like there's not like a specific person like out of the main cast like I really like have like a burning like hate for, you know.
Facts. Honestly, that might be a plus and negative because there's not somebody I have a burning hate for, but there's also not somebody that I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm a that person fan. You know what I mean? Like I'm a good guy, or I'm a you know what I mean? Like it's not, well, we'll see. Well, Fire Force kind of the same way for me too, though.
Honestly, for me, Fire Force got Benimaru though. Like Benimaru was just like.
Yeah, we see him once every 6 episodes.
You do see him once every 6 episodes, but like he's just still him. And Fire Force got a lot of fucking characters to hate.
That is true. Okay. Oh, so all right. Next week we're getting Spriggan versus Xylo. So damn. So we sends me heroes still in that. Next week gonna be crazy. Appreciate you, FC Incredible on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, bet.
Okay, we got another stack week.
Bro, we eating again. What else we got on this list? I'm gonna drop some hot takes. On them. You see anything else you want to get to? I don't have the list up anymore.
We got JJK Modulo. If you want to talk about that or save that,
I'm gonna let you read it. Then we can have a real talk.
Okay.
Since it's the last chapter, so we can say it's not like we don't. Something else gonna come up and we can. So we say that for next week.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Everybody's been watching on both YouTube and TikTok Live. Appreciate y'all. This is your chance to drop the hot takes or questions, comments, concerns in the chat, and we'll try to hit every comment that we see. If we miss anything, just bring it back down to the bottom. FC Incredible on YouTube. For real, appreciate you. You've been helping us out a lot. How did I see some of the comments? Helping carry a filling Ken spot. Y'all been helping Ken spot for real. So.
Oh snap.
J Suspect. Hey man, it was everybody fuck up. Players fuck up. That's gonna change. Can't wait to see these boys start turning it up. What's gonna change? You talking about our the people we like in Hells?
Oh, probably.
Okay. Enkidu might crash out next episode.
Hey,
I want to see
we'll be
that.
there.
Yeah,
front row, seated, popcorn, and everything.
Yeah, y'all gonna see 1,000 reactions from the game.
War on the Adults. Nah, I never heard of War on the Adults.
Yeah, I haven't heard that either.
Honestly, there's like so many like mangas like I gotta like catch up on because like seeing you react to JoJo's makes me want to read JoJo so I could be like caught up for Steel Ball Run, and then I'm about to be caught up on Ichi.
It says 900 something chapters. I was gonna read it too, but I was like, bro, it's like starting One Piece at that point. Yeah, bro. Yeah. I was gonna read it too, and I was like, at this point, I'll watch it in my free because what I do basically, I watch it while I'm driving, watch it while I'm at the gym, watch it while I'm working on something else. So like, I can't do that with reading. You know what I mean? So, but 900, it's like 960 chapters or something like that. I'm like, damn. It started in 1988 or something, 85.
Yeah. It's been going on for a minute, right? Yeah.
Which.
That's crazy.
Let's see what else we got in the comments.
I'm pretty sure Hell's Paradise ends.
It's a 2 and done? I mean, I guess once they defeat the Tensen. Nah, see, I sound like Ken. Well, I mean, what else do they have to... There's nothing left to do. The story's... They're halfway through the story.
It's shorter than Kaiju.
Oh, my God. It's shorter than Kaiju. It's crazy.
What? Kaiju like 120, too.
That's crazy. Appreciate y'all talking about the waves, man. They coming in a little bit. What was I about to say? Doksha waiting for real. I'm gonna get back to the ORV. I got y'all today.
They said it's only like 100 chapters.
Page.
That's crazy.
Y'all got any hot takes today? Where the hot takes at?
I feel like they've been kind of slacking with the hot takes recently.
Y'all really have. I'm about to say. Y'all leaving us to have the worst takes.
Yeah, nobody wants to be controversial anymore on the most controversial pod.
Man, for real.
When it comes to anime takes.
No, literally.
Frieren best. This is what I've been waiting for. Frieren best anime this season. It's not even top 4.
Hey, and then on the other side, on the YouTube comments, they said Frieren is the most overrated anime this season. Hey, Tale of Two Americas. Ain't nothing to hate on, man. It's always something to hate on when you got hate in your heart.
Bro, honestly, I can name 5 animes this season better than Frieren right now. JJK, Hell's
Yep.
Paradise,
Yep.
Fire Force,
Yep.
Sentenced to Be a Hero.
Yep.
Honestly,
Go ahead,
I'll
throw
throw
Fate in there. Go ahead, throw Fate in there.
Fate. Fate. Jack of all trades is better.
Oh, it said Jack of all trades better than Free Run. Y'all wilding. It was good. It was cool. It was cool. I watched about half of it.
Dead Account is better.
Oh, now you wilding. Now you wilding. I didn't get through. I think I stopped. I forgot about that show, honestly. I actually kind of saw the vision. I'll probably try to get back to it, but I totally forgot about that show until you said that just now. That's crazy.
Marcus yells BS back at it. Jack of all trades, really? Nah, I actually haven't even watched Jack of all trades.
Hey, man. Hey, don't sleep on Jack of all trades, though. Don't sleep.
I heard it's good.
Trades.
I heard it's good. Bro, I've been seeing like it's been going crazy on like 9 anime. Like I feel like whenever like I look at like the most watched stuff, it's always like one of like the top like 10 or like top 5 low key.
Yeah, that's facts. Hey, low key, that the 9 anime and high anime will tell you some stuff that show you that like anime you didn't think were popping like that.
Yeah,
And you'd be like, oh, this has as many views this week as One Piece. Well,
yeah,
let me tap in.
It's like that, and like that's how I kind of tell like I like gauge the popularity in the anime is like using 9 anime and high anime as like the views, and then my anime list, like seeing like how many members it got in like their community.
Yeah, that's smart. I didn't think to do that.
Yeah.
Vinci says Shinmon Benimaru versus Mariona Vermilion. I mean, honestly,
bro, Benimaru,
like,
like,
I feel like they get to like reality warping at this point. I mean, we just watched Arthur. Wait, is Arthur stronger than Benimaru technically?
Bro, that's why I said, bro, he literally cut through the earth, like.
I'm about to say we'll see. This would be nice to have Ken up here.
But here's the thing. I heard like a lot of people are saying like this, like when Benimaru versus that doppelganger, like that like takes Benimaru scaling to like a whole nother planet.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw a list of somebody ranking scaling though. They had Arthur over Benimaru still, and then they had the other Benimaru on the list too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, is Arthur really? I mean, hey, bro, that bro just proved how far delusion can take you. You feel me? Honestly, that's like any rapper, any pop famous rapper. It was Arthur at some point. You feel me? Like literally,
bro. It's crazy. Like he literally like I feel like if it came down to a fight between Arthur and Benimaru, like he would somehow delulu himself into winning that fight. Low key.
Yeah,
I could see it.
I can see it. He'd have to find something medieval about about Benimaru. Like, you're the dark demon lord of the third dimension. Protect the castle. I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
this was the popular theory on how the world was supposed to end. Benimaru mixed the sun and the moon together, and
oh my! And only I, the Night King, can vanquish him. Yeah. Hey, my bad, King Arthur. My fault. Let me put some respect on it. On it. Well, hey, this is also how you know Fire Force like fandom isn't as fun as JJK, because you know how the memes would have been going. If anybody from JJK won a fight in half, you feel me? Like, you know, come on, bro. Or One Piece for that matter. Like that's why it's levels of fandoms, bro. It's levels of fandoms, bro. Like it's a lot of negatives being a JJK fan, but also I just know that it would have been a meme that lasted for the next year from that episode. You know what I mean? If people actually gave a fuck about it. Anything else, man, before we get up out of here?
I think that was a successful pod.
I feel like I just do some fadeaway Fire Force slander at the buzzer beater.
You had
honestly,
to.
it don't even be Fire Force. It just be y'all fans that were on my ass about the Tamaki take. I ain't never letting that go. I'm like 50 Cent with that shit. Look, I never slandered Fire Force a day in my life before that.
Yeah, well, he said, except the way y'all walk, the way y'all talk, the way y'all.
No, literally, literally. All right, man. Appreciate y'all for watching. Next week, hopefully, Ken will be back. We're going to send them some electrolytes and some emergency packets. And hopefully, so make sure y'all go to YouTube and subscribe to the page. Try and get the 2K up next.
Yes, sir.
Like up the video. Share with your people. We'll be back next week. Same time, same place. Peace.
Follow the pod. Peace.
Follow the pod. Follow the pod. Follow the pod.